The wild Suki. Sukis in the wild are born with a collar, a man-made collar with their name on it. Hi, welcome back to Secondhand Gameplay. I just took this whole video and then my phone ran out of storage in the middle. Well, not in the middle, but it wasn't the whole video. But I lost a ton of footage, so I have to do this all over again. But this is going to be a showcase of my game room and my collection. It's my whole life work here. It is really mismanaged and disorganized because I just moved, and also I'm a disorganized person. But my life's work, my hobby for my whole life, just about, I go to flea markets like every weekend, every Saturday, many Sundays, some Mondays, thrift, all sorts of days with family, my father, and my wife a lot. And I do that every weekend, and all my money goes towards my collection. Suki's just over here licking it's her foot. It's not her butt, it's her foot. You can't see it. And it's like that Whitest Kids You Know sketch where the crotchety old businessman is like, this business cost me 2 marriages and every weekend of my life, but I've made it. It's like that, but with a dumb game collection. And I wanted to show it off. So let's start in my game room of my new place. We've got a Twilight Princess poster, some Dragon Ball Z model kits, Game & Watch stuff. I have a ton of hit clips. I used to love hit clips as a kid. This was like the MP3 player for, I don't know, early 2000s kids, I guess. And 90s kids. I'm like right at that cutoff where people say like, oh, you're not a I was born in 96, so I don't know. Lots of Avatar: The Last Airbender figures. This is my favorite TV show, so got a lot of nice stuff over the years. I've got a lot of games and other things, boxes put up on the wall. I love these LCD games. When I was growing up, before I had a Game Boy in like preschool and kindergarten, I actually had this Batman Forever game, a different one, like the same game, but not in box. And the other kids would make fun of me for not having a Game Boy. I just had this thing and I think a Tailspin one or something like that for Tiger LCD. But as a result of those experiences, playing the hell out of them, I love collecting stuff like that. Anything nerdy or game related, I will put on my wall. These awesome little punch out Beyblades, you can customize them all different ways. Yeah, here's one right here pre-built. And this whole thing contains enough to play with. I mean, it comes with at least 2 right here. Giga Pets, Golf Pro, some figurines. I used to love my Mewtwo's as a kid. Some Tamagotchis and Digimon, the stuff that every kid loves playing with. Yeah. Here we go. We've got a shock rocker. This is almost like a prequel or a precursor to the hit clips. But lots of stuff on here. Some more modern stuff as well, but lots of nice old stuff. Then moving over to this bookshelf. At the top, we've got lots of Legos up here. Some nice Lego sets in box. I used to love these little racer guys. Lots of game boxes, some Naruto figurines, Duel Masters. I've got a couple old VR sets for like Super Nintendo and Genesis. This is like a pack that goes over your chest so you can feel things in a VR set. Got this Hatsune Miku smartwatch I got for Christmas. Some crocheted pumpkins my aunt made. Game boxes, I've got a Genesis, 2 Ataris in box, some DS's, an unopened pack of Pokemon cards from back in the day. Commodore VIC-20 and 64 boxes here. The Super NES Super Scope in box. Lots of nice stuff. I've had this bookshelf forever. This top shelf is a bunch of nice game cases that I've been meaning to organize. I have a lot of game cases, but I don't have the space to display all of them for all my games. I have right around 3,300 different titles. I mean, some of that is like, it's the same title, but on 2 different systems, so I count them separately. 3,300-ish. There's too many for me to put all their boxes up. Not that I have boxes for anywhere near all of them, but it's too much space. So I just pick some of the ones I like for games I like, and I put it up here. Next up on this shelf is just some booklets, like my favorite comic series, Calvin and Hobbes. Let me get these Mario sunglasses out the way. Lots of D&D and other tabletop adjacent kind of books here. I'm a big fan of playing like board games and tabletop games. So I've got lots of magazines and booklets for all these types of systems. Some comics in here, lots of random crud over here. This next shelf is kind of a mix of a lot of things. There's a lot of novels back here, mostly like old sci-fi and fantasy novels. Some I've been meaning to read, some I really liked reading. I've got this Lego Galador McDonald's thing, which I used to have a ton of these guys as a kid. And my dad actually bought this Bionicle when it was popular back in the day, and kept it sealed for me as an adult later. So this thing is like 20 something years old, it feels like. And he just kept it around for me because he's a sweet guy. This next couple shelves are mostly game guides for all sorts of games, but I try to collect game guides and art books for games that I really like. Some Nintendo Power and other gaming magazines here. There's my Elgato, which I've still not used a whole bunch since moving and finding it in my boxes, which you'll see why it's hard for me to record a lot of games in a bit. These Zelda guides are just really pretty. I love having them here. Final Fantasy has a lot of nice guides and art books. I love these Let's Find Pokemon games. They're like official, like, they're almost like Where's Waldo, but the art used in them was clearly drawn by someone who is not like an officially approved artist, I think. Well, no, maybe he worked on like the manga. That name looks familiar, but it's not by Ken Sugimori, so the art looks really odd to me. But they're really funny. Got a couple other books here that I got for Christmas, some like old TSR and other role-playing systems. I got this Japanese flag from Epcot. I live in Florida, so when you go to Disney, you know, you start to form a favorite park, and mine is Epcot. I'm not a big on rides kind of guy, so I love the atmosphere of Epcot. I took these books down. These belong somewhere over here. That is Walden and Robinson Crusoe. Good books. Some more Lego-related stuff there. Then over here, we've got a Digimon shelf. I should have brought a step stool in here. Without a step ladder, it's going to be difficult to show off everything on the top shelves. But I've got a lot of figurines up there. Really cool stuff that I've collected for a long time because I used to love Digimon almost as much as Pokemon. In this closet, I got a random full of crap bag, but this is a really cool Charizard bag I got at Goodwill with lots of little pins and things I've attached to it that I've gotten at cons or friends and family have got me. This is just a giant bin and stack of accessories like DDR pads, fight sticks, a power glove, bongos. In here I've got lots of, it's miscellaneous cartridges, mostly NES and Genesis cartridges. This whole wicker thing is full of them. Like, I've got a lot of, it's kind of hard to see, but they're all just stacked in here. I would have to pull them all out. This will have to be a part 1 video for just an overview. I've got another like egg crate basket full of NES or Super NES and N64 games mostly. Some Commodore VIC-20 games. This here's a giant binder full of games. This is actually where I keep most of my games, is in binders like this. I've got a whole bunch of binders where I just keep all the discs. It's just way easier to actually pull them out and play them. I feel like that's a problem with a lot of collectors, is like they don't find the time to play all of them. And so I'm trying to like make it easier for me to just grab them and start playing. Because I have that problem too a lot, where I collect and then don't play, you know, more than 10% of them. So it's definitely easier to put them all in a binder like this. It looks way less cool though. Lots of random crap just kind of piled here, but a lot of like handheld game systems. I've got another egg crate or two full of like handheld things, more LCD stuff. Just a lot of random things like, oh yeah, those are DIM cards in there. I've got like an e-reader and a PSP in here. It's hard to tell. It's kind of dark in the closet. But a lot of cool stuff. My PS4 game collection, I actually do keep in boxes right next to my GameCube collection. These are relatively small parts of the whole collection and take up quite a bit of space, so I just couldn't really display more than this. Excuse me. Some beat 'em on top of these fight sticks. I love the Mega Man Battle Network PET system. Super cool. Tamagotchi game style. thing. Oh, God, I don't know how to speak. Here's most of my GameCube collection. I do have a lot of GameCube games out of the box. I just don't have the box for. Keep them in binders. But all the games that I have in box for GameCube, I keep here. Up here, I've got some comics, some more board games, a Beyblade Stadium. I love HeroScape. That's such a good game. More comics, more board games. There's a puzzle there. Handheld games, more handheld games in this egg crate. Lots of little posters and things. I've got lots of maps and posters, art. Just love posting all of them around my wall. Over here, that's just a toolbox full of random stuff I used to fix games, and then another box of Legos. But I put a lot more stuff on the wall, like a Game Genie, more game-related items. I've got these Sonic comics. I've got 2 of them, actually, signed by one of the artists. Very cool. This is the license plate for my favorite movie, Big Trouble in Little China. That movie is tied for favorite movie with The Princess Bride. Here's the Pokemon shelf. Lots of Pokemon figurines and memorabilia. I've collected these my whole life. Oh, this marble shooter, this Pokeball marble shooter is really nice. And then I was really sad. This shelf fell off my wall while I was putting stuff on it. And this Pokeball here is another Tiger LCD game, and it fell with it, and it broke. I think it still works electrically, but the shell itself is busted. But that's a really fun game. It's like you catch Pokemon in it, and it's got gyro controls. Very nice. Got some Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts plushies here. Just some nice little Lego sets that I have, some older Legos, except for that bear. This boxed Beelzemon, I love this guy so much. He's probably my favorite Digimon, or he's up there. Some more boxed Digimon stuff. House of the Dead, Battle Network stuff. Here's a bunch of, it's mostly, I should keep this vertical the whole time. It's mostly Mega Man. I call it a Capcom shelf because I have some Street Fighter figurines and a few other Capcom related things, but it's mostly Mega Man. I specifically remember this little orange and blue Mega Man was at the local dollar store here growing up in Jacksonville. And my mom was doing like this Halloween party for all the kids in the neighborhood. And she had this little like raffle game where on the bottom of these tiny little pumpkins, she put a number and it corresponded to a prize. And I really wanted the Mega Man. I was with her in the store when she bought it. And she made sure I got that one. She absolutely rigged it, like just full on rigged the lottery so that I would get it. But that's because she's a loving mother. Some Gundam game stuff in box. There's a little mini Mario shelf. And then Groot on it for some reason. Boxed Luigi down there. Oh, we're getting over to my work desk area, which I'll just flash it real quick. Is really, really messy, but this is where I work. Suki's bed kind of down there. She sleeps at my feet a lot. Got some boxed old Nintendo Power toys, some like Zelda. I've got a Mario one somewhere out of box, but they're like little water games. My Mario Kart curtain, which I love having here. Up here, I've got some Star Wars stuff. I am a big Star Wars fan. I've never been a Trekkie, so I'm sorry if you're a Trekkie, but I'm a huge Star Wars fan as well. A lot of my favorite figurines up here. I love Grievous. I mean, I've got Bane there. I read the Bane books. They're great. Lots of nice figurines, and these are games here, actually. This is a game, if you can believe it. Darkstalkers poster. Love this poster. I've got some game systems here for when I'm goofing off at work. I've got my CD collection, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh music. Got a lot of great CDs here, like Yo-Yo Ma, Harry and the Potters, and then that bottom one is the Professor Layton soundtrack. But I've got a few systems here for when I'm goofing off. Inside this one is a Pokemon Mini. You know, the little, like, tiny, it looks like a mini Game Boy, but it just has, like, 3 or 4 Pokemon games. Here we go. I've got the Smoochum colored one. Very cool. And I just have, like, a portable DVD player as, like, a little screen here. And I've got a couple systems hooked up. I actually don't have my Nomad hooked up. And my Pikachu Pichu Game Boy. Lots of random junk in these shelves. Got some plushes. This is a little medieval Lego setup I put here. It's really amateur, but I just love building things with Lego. Up here is the, this is the plushie, this is the plushie hammock. Basically, all the plushies I own that'll fit up here go in here. Mostly Pokemon, but a lot of other game-related ones like Bob-omb, DK, there's Tails, you know, there's Mario, Spyro, Putt-Putt, Spy Fox. Other ones that are just like, that's a dog. But I collected plushies a lot as a kid, which is terrible for me because I have horrible, horrible allergies. God, you can probably hear it in my voice right now, and I'm having trouble breathing through my nose. But I love plushies anyway. So I just have tons and tons of plushies, Neopet plushies, and lots of little things. This thing is probably going to fall off the wall any minute, but I love it. A lot of old random figures here. I tried to group some of them. Like, there's a lot of Ninja Turtles, He-Man, Saint Seiya. There's a Zorro figurine, Bruce Lee, my Big Trouble in Little China figures, Mr. Miyagi, Thundercats, Astro Boy. Lots of cool little figurines here. Then we've got some dual discs, this Dungeon Dice Monsters carrying case, a bunch of Freddy Fish games, Chatbot, some more plushes, 1-Up Arcade Pac-Man machine I got at the flea market for $43, a bunch of Digimon plushes that wouldn't fit, as well as some of my Magic the Gathering deck boxes, a lot of Commander decks. I got this game a few days ago, Flipside, at a Goodwill. This thing is super addicting. This is just like the Rubik's Cube game, where it's just like, it's kind of like a Simon Says machine, but they have more advanced games where you can flip this around and slide them around to do different puzzles. It's just, I love games like that. Super addicting. I've got this Midway arcade. I think it's still a home arcade machine, but it's earlier than 1-Up. And you just put like a TV in there. I've got this old TV from my childhood. And I just put it in there. Of course, I lost the remote, so I can't even use it right now without... Like, I'd have to pull the TV out to hit the manual power button. I need to find a universal remote that fits it. I've got a couple, but none of them want to connect to it. But when they do, I'll be able to play, like, Joust on here. Another dual disc, more Yu-Gi-Oh!, Power Rangers, lots of random stuff, a Technodrome, Transformers. There's a Link back there and a knockoff Furby. Some more shelves. I meant to put some Lego figurines up here, but got some nice Lego Star Wars stuff. Slave One, Lobot's ship. I do not have Lobot, just his ship. Some strong Marvel figurines. Some Metabots in box. I love Metabots. Grew up watching the anime with the dub. It's so good, bad. Some of my favorite Mega Man figurines here, like Base, a couple different Mega Men. If you haven't noticed, my favorite Pokemon is Dragonite, so I've got lots of Dragonite stuff. GBA version of Zero. He's so cool. Oh yeah, Kolamaru from Bottlemen. Got a nice CRT here that my cousin gave me as part of my wedding gift. Random junk on my desk. Souvenir from the Louvre. Pokemon cards. I got this mini Street Fighter tabletop arcade machine for Christmas. My monitor broke in the move, so I've been using this old TV as my monitor for my computer. It sucks. I need to get a new monitor. Neo Geo Pocket, Color, deodorant, a gamer's best friend, my Vita, my Steam Deck. Back here, I've got a lot of cool things like this Aang glowing head. I've got the Metal Gear Rising Revengeance sword. Some of my favorite items here, boxed Snake figure. I love Rocket Slime. It's probably my favorite game. So I've got the slime Tamagotchi. My wife Lily got me this for Christmas last year, and of course it's Dragonite. She also got me this Rocket Slime ad cutout because she's awesome and knows my favorite game. I got this signed by David Hayter. I should have got the figure signed, but I was dumb and didn't bring it to I think it was MegaCon a year ago or a year or two ago. Some Final Fantasy figures up here, some Kingdom Hearts figures as well, some Funkos, Metabots, more Funkos and Dragonites, lots of Dragonites. Up here, got some figurines, Switch cases, Big Trouble in Little China, some DBZ stuff. Got some Pokemon stuff. It's kind of hard to see these back here. That's a watch box, and this is a yo-yo. Got some of these figurines. I had to buy these because Dratini and Dragonair. Marbles. Over here is a bunch of amiibos, but underneath a bunch of the amiibos, I have some boxed stuff. I'm going to stand on a chair very dangerously. But some of my nicer items are over here. Okay. Excuse me, sorry. Let's see, we've got Yoshi in the box, a Rocket Slime keychain, I mean, of course. Some Fire Emblem stuff. Battle Arena Toshinden in the box. This Game Boy fighting game is so good. You wouldn't think a Game Boy fighting game with only 2 buttons is good, but it is. Some of my favorite Game Boy games are boxed here. Sacred Stones is my favorite Fire Emblem. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Mega Man and Bass, Pokemon Blue. Lots of great games. Final Fantasy Adventure, Dream Course, Ocarina of Time, boxed up. Got a lot of nice stuff in box here. Oh, and a Game & Watch that my wife got me. Like an actual old one. Very nice. Bunch of Magic the Gathering cards. Some more tabletop arcade machines. This Donkey Kong one's my favorite, I think. It's just super nice and still has the stickers. But I love tabletop arcade machines. Under my desk is a terrible place to go, but I've just got this whole section under my desk filled with tabletop arcade machines like this Zaxxon, and modern ones and old ones alike. Lots of really old ones. There are more back here too, but there's just so much crap under my desk. This is mostly boxes and bags full of trading cards. I haven't sorted a lot of them. Like, this whole thing is full of Pokemon cards. And a lot of really old ones. These bags are full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards mostly. My Virtual Boy is in here. My good one. I had one somewhere over there, but this is my nice one with a visor and a stand. Oh. All right, cool. Super out of shape. Game Gear, some game discs. These are ones I haven't put inside of binders yet, but just random discs. Some manga, comics, Magic the Gathering, some Pokemon stuff. My JFJ Easy Pro for fixing discs. That white binder, or not binder, that bin down there is full of Digimon cards. Oh, for the new TCG. Oh, shoot. All right, I meant to put these in the binder. This is full of virtual pet toys and things like that. So a bunch of Tamagotchis in here, Digimon, knockoffs even, or like, you know, different versions like the Buzz Lightyear one. But a lot of virtual toys in here. Suki is upset that I'm not paying attention to her. So she is, hi. You're a good girl. You're good Suki. Who's a good Suki? Who's a good Suki? Who's a good Suki? All right. She's a good girl. I gotta get up. I know. I'm sorry. She probably wants dinner. Let me open the door and I'll get her dinner in a minute, but at least she can go elsewhere. All right. Another bookshelf. Up here, got some very nice stuff. Game Wave. My wife got me this boxed Game Wave because she's awesome. Some boxed controllers, some ROBs. This stack of old boxed computer games. I love these D&D games here in the middle. And I've got a King's Quest game up there as well. Very nice. Couple boxed NESs. A really cool boxed Lego set. Some more computer games up top. Some more Avatar stuff up here. Lots of Funkos and figurines. A whole Spider-Man related shelf, because Spider-Man's my favorite Marvel character. So we've got like mostly Spider-Man, Venom, and Rhino for some reason. I have a Scorpion figure somewhere. I gotta put him over there. On this one, I mostly have monsters, kaiju, dinosaurs. There's an alien from Aliens, or like a xenomorph. I love Mothra. It's so cute on top of Godzilla's head. More figurines. I've got Boss from Hamtaro. Lots of little games and figurines. Battle Arena Toshinden on the R-Zone. Mortal Kombat figure. Really anything that I like or looks cool, I will put on the wall. I don't have very high standards. I collect lots of things. So here's some gaming figurines. All sorts of games. Old and new, stacked up here. Kind of squished, really. Then we've got robots of all kinds. Voltron, Transformers, Power Rangers, Zords, and there's some Cubics in there, some Metabots. I'm really cramming them in here. Gundams. But like, very cool, old, nostalgic type stuff. All right. This one is kind of anime and Yu-Gi-Oh! I had a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Figurines. I threw in here some more Naruto. There's a Shaolin Showdown figurine. Oh, I've got a Jack Spicer figurine somewhere, and I know he's worth a little money. I think he's actually up top with those Mega Man figures. I'll go back to him. Some comic-related characters. So most of this is Marvel, because I'm more of a Marvel guy. But there is a little DC on this same shelf, which is probably sacrilegious, but is what it is. I like them both, so I'm going to put them together. So over here we've got like a Batman, and I love the Teen Titans, so I've got lots of Teen Titans figurines over here. And then bottom shelf, not a whole lot. I just kind of put whatever else was here. So a lot of Funkos, figurines of characters I liked. And then here's a display piece for Game Boy camera and printer. This thing was like part of a contest. It was like a display in the store. It's kind of hard to see in here. There's a backing to it too. It's actually back here, where you would like take pictures of yourself and fill out these cards and send them in for a sweepstakes. And it still works. So this Game Boy here, if I plugged this all in, this Game Boy with this cartridge that's like ironed onto the back here, still has pictures from like 25 years ago or something. I've got like 25-year-old photos on that thing from people who entered the sweepstakes. Isn't that cool? Like, it's like a little time capsule. Like, because it was a camera thing, all the people who used this stand for the sweepstakes, I have all their pictures stuck on here. So I don't know, like if you ever remember taking one of these or doing one of these, probably in the Florida, Jacksonville area, North Florida, maybe, I might have your photo on here from 25 years ago. So that'd be really cool. Almost farted. Jack Spicer. I'm pretty sure I have a Jack Spicer figurine somewhere around here. Hold on. He might have fallen. But he was a really cool villain. Maybe he fell. He might have fell back there behind the TV. That's okay. Just Google Jack Spicer from Shaolin Showdown. You guys can spell Shaolin Showdown, right? That is most of the game room. It looks pretty cool when you're like encapsulated in all of it, you know, in its glory. And then on the ground here, I normally keep all my cartridges, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, DS. I keep them in little bins, but I was sorting through them to try and find certain ones because I'm disorganized. So they're all just here on the ground. There's just like a shit ton of handheld game things on the ground, and Suki. Hi Suki, you're a good girl. So there's just a lot. There's a lot. But I've got a lot of Game Boy Advance, DS cartridges and games. And I need to sort this and get this off the floor. And I will. This will get cleaned up eventually. And then one more thing before I end part one is the reason I haven't done a ton of recording. This is my computer where I would, process the recording. I have my DS in here with my DS capture card installed. So I can record DS and Game Boy pretty easily. But that Elgato, to reach the rest of my consoles, would have to come out of the game room. And this is a little loft area. Very nice. And here's a bunch of bins of Legos. Oh, and this is another gift I just got for Christmas from my wife. She knows I like the Rocket Slime ads, so she got me cutouts of Sacred Stones ads. Very cool. The loft has all my game systems on it. So it's kind of hard to run a cord from all these, around this corner and to my computer. They're on the other side of the wall. I guess I could drill a hole through the wall, but I'd rather not. She would not like that. But yeah, this is like where actually most of my systems are. Like my PS4, my main Switch dock, PS3, Dreamcast, 360, original Xbox, VHS player, NES, some mini retro consoles down there, Wii U, PS2, Slim, Genesis, Saturn, SNES, N64, Wii, and a few others. My very nice special GameCube. So it's hard for me to record these. Maybe not impossible. I could one day, but I would have to run a cord very temporarily from here to the other room. And this whole loft area is really comfy and cozy. We've got this mat down and a couch. And yeah, these binders are where I keep all my games. And I try and do it by system, but only some of them are actually by system. So yeah, just tons and tons of Wii and Wii U games in this one. Lots of cool ones. This is PS2. And then these binders, I can't fit any more disc sleeves in them. There's more disc sleeves there, but I can't fit any more. So like some of these are just gonna have to be jumbled up by system and not even by genre or anything. They're just jumbled. So like this one here is just completely random, and it has no organization to it at all. That's how a lot of these binders are. But yeah, just got some binders full of games. And in the absence of binders, like little CD cases, like something like this, just full of games. I know this looks super ugly and this is a gaming collecting sin, but it's just so much more convenient to just have all my disc games in these binders somewhat organized. Like I could do it more organized than I'm doing it now. And then they just go under this couch. So that's just so much easier to plug and play, to go, you know? So anyway, that's my game room as it stands right now. We can dig deeper into this, or if anyone's curious about specific things or wants a closer look at something, you know, you let me know in the comments and we can do a deeper dig into it. Got bins in the attic and at my parents' house in the attic that I haven't even gone through yet in a while. So this isn't all of it, but this is most of it and all the nicest stuff from it that I can think of off the top of my head. And I'm very proud of it. This is my life's work. This has taken my entire life to achieve. Most of my paycheck, most of my time. So was it worth it? Yes, in my case, it was worth it. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of scrounging for good deals. Like all this stuff I bought used, basically. I mean, like, you know, my Switch stuff and like the Steam Deck I didn't, but a lot of this stuff I bought used. Like basically all these action figures I bought digging through bins at the flea market. So, but it's worth it. It took work, and it's not even that pretty compared to some really nice game rooms you'll see online, but it is mine. I've put, you know, blood, sweat, and tears into every piece of it. And the ones that I didn't were gifts from people that I love. So it all means stuff to me. And that's my argument for why I am not a hoarder officially, technically. Thanks for watching Secondhand Gameplay. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you some other time. Love you. Bye.